and right into the stretch. Looking back and throws up the middle. Rose is on his way around. Picked up by Otis.
Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now? I say, here comes the boom, ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Boom, here comes the boom, ready or not. How you like me now?
You don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati.
You are watching live to the best damn Cincinnati sports podcast this side of Grandpa's Cheese Barn in Cleveland. My name is Santori Miles. We got Cincy James. We got Bengal Dad. We got big, sexy Greg. How we doing? How we doing?
Let's let the season begin, right? We're done with the preseason. We're down to the roster cut down and let the season begin.
I'm back. I'm feeling better. Not sick anymore. No, I'm just kidding. Let's do this.
Okay. Sports.
Yeah, sports.
A lot has happened since the last time we did a show because life and I'm get busy and James gets sick and I mean Greg's always available. He's just going to be a one-man crew one of these days.
Probably.
But Ken Anderson got denied. The Reds are in a tailspin. Half of the Bengals team is about to lose their job. The sky's falling.
Black Tuesday.
Black Tuesday. I am coining that phrase. I've been saying that since they came out with the date, or I didn't know it was a Tuesday, but I was going to say it's Black something. I figured it'd be a Friday, but it's Black Tuesday. I don't know if it's always going to be a Tuesday, but 1,180 NFL players are going to get cut. Yikes. That's a lot. It's a third of the league, roughly. But before we dive into all that, we've got sponsors. There are people that like us enough to promote their product to help us do our thing of sports talking.
This is true.
Do you like honey? Do you like wine? Do you like beer? Maybe vodka? I don't know. It's something. Brimminghorn Meadery. It's like Viking stuff. I don't know. It's very sweet. It's the nectar of the gods. The Norse themselves bestowed this upon the land when they came down from Viking land. Brimminghorn Meadery. Use our code HOODAY9 for 15% off shipping 2 bottles or more. Mead.
That was awesome. Oh, my gosh. How do I follow that up? Are you kidding me? I'm going to read this prepared thing that I've got. For Three-Way City, bringing the sights and culture of Cincinnati to fashion. Named after the traditional Cincinnati-style chili spaghetti, our good friend Adam founded Three-Way City with this in mind. From hats to shirts to jackets, grab a piece of Cincinnati on threewaycity.com today. Bengal Dad.
Yes, sir.
You've
already told us something.
You've got some thoughts about.
I have some thoughts, and I have so many thoughts. I actually had to write them down and read it. It's about our beloved baseball team that has been so low, so high, and now so low again. I have been seeing so many fans chirping about the trade deadline and how they failed the team and they failed the city and they should have went and got this starting pitching and they should have went and done this and should have went and done that. I think what they did was what they should have done. They needed a left-hander in the bullpen. That's what this team needed. So, in my opinion, the offense is to shoulder the lion's share of the blame of this summer collapse. This has nothing to do with the pitching. The pitching is, unfortunately, they're the ones that are being affected because of the offense. And here's what I'm talking about. The team's identity was putting pressure on the opponent when they were on offense. That's what everybody fell in love with. They did it by grinding out the at-bats. They were looking to hit the ball up the middle. They were looking to hit the ball the other way. The long ball only accounted for 40% of their runs when they were flying high. They were not relying on the long ball. Since that hot stretch, they've been scoring it. The long balls accounted for nearly 60% of the runs. They have changed the identity of this team. So the beginning of the fall took place, as we all know, the week before the All-Star break. They played the Milwaukee Brewers, and all of a sudden, they couldn't extend at bats. They couldn't hit the ball. They didn't hit with 2 strikes. They didn't hit up the middle. They didn't hit the other way. They just swung and missed at everything. They were trying to pull the ball. They were trying to take every low and away pitch and jerk it into left field if they were a right-handed hitter. That's not what you do. But when you score runs as sparingly as the Reds have scored, it takes a major taxing on not only the starting pitching, but also on the bullpen. What happens here is instead of the Reds scoring 5, 5.5, and 6 runs by the 6th, 7th, or 8th inning, like they were doing night in and night out between early May and mid-June, now they don't even score seemingly until the 5th or 6th inning. So you got a guy like Graham Ashcraft who's pitching a great game yesterday, and because he unfortunately gives up a solo shot in the 7th inning and then walks the number 8 hitter, he's still involved in a tie game. He's only at 90 pitches. So if the Reds would have a 3 or 4 run lead at that point, or even a 2-run lead, you extend your starting pitcher and you save your bullpen. But because the last 6 weeks have went this way, they have destroyed their bullpen. Every single game, like tonight, they can't go deep into their bullpen. And if they don't score enough runs, they're going to have to pull Abbott early, and then this vicious cycle just continues. This is all, in my opinion, on the shoulders of the offense. And if they don't rectify this, if they don't start hitting the ball the other way and hitting the ball up the middle and having scrappy professional at-bats, none of this is ever going to change. And I don't hear anybody else talking about this. They all wanted us to go out and get a great starting pitcher. Or now I hear boo-hooing because Hunter Green, who they were hoping was going to come back, and who wasn't hoping he was going to come back and be good? He was good before he went off with the injury. I heard somebody today on the radio say, hope is not a strategy. It's not hope when you have a player that's hurt that's coming back. It's not hope for Jake Fraley to come back, hopefully, when they're playing the Cubs. I mean, you count on people. Counting on people and hope are, I don't know. I thought that was a horrible argument I heard today on the radio. My point is, though, none of this is going to change until somebody gathers up these young kids and says, hey, I know you all want to hit the long ball and you want to be on these highlights on ESPN, but pulling an outside pitch always results in a strikeout or a soft ground ball to the pull side. It doesn't win you baseball games. They were playing a team the other day, and their first 7 hits of the game were up the middle in the opposite field. I said, that's how you play the game. And we just don't, we're not playing the game the way we did play the game. I just had to get that off my chest. I can't stand these guys that they get on Twitter or they get on the radio and they all think, what good would it do if we had Scherzer and Verlander and Kershaw? We'd still be losing games 2-1, and our bullpen would still be getting screwed up. I got a couple stats here. Our team ERA in May and June was 5 flat. Not good at all. We were averaging 5.26 runs per game. We were winning at a 750 clip. The only team we couldn't beat was Milwaukee. Since July 1st, we've scored, do my math real quick, 58 less runs in that 2-month period. And I know there's 3 days left in this month, but we've scored appreciably less runs, 4.4 runs a game instead of, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little reversed here. Our ERA was 5. Now it's down to 4.4. So our ERA has dropped by more than 10%. With all these guys saying we have to get better pitching, we have better pitching. But our runs scored per game went from 5.26 to 4.52. What has failed us is the offense. It's logical. It's right there in front of you. And everybody wants to just scream at the Reds for being cheap and not going out and getting starting pitching. Starting pitching is not the problem with this team. Tonight, if they score 5 to 6 runs, by the 6th inning, there's a better than average chance that if Abbott is pitching well, he'll go into the 7th or the 8th. Is what's going to happen. But if the Reds only have 1 run by the 6th inning, Abbott doesn't go past the 6th. The length of the pitcher, of the starting pitcher, and the taxation on the bullpen is a direct result of the lack of offense. That's all I have.
Math.
It's hard to disagree, though.
Well said.
Like, it's been tough watching the offense here lately because
Well, it's the same thing in football. When you got a defense, it's like, oh, they're giving up 25 points a game. It's like, well, you're going 3 and out every time. Like you got to keep them off the field a little bit,
Right.
you know?
Mhm.
It's the same thing. Your offense helps your defense. Your defense helps your offense. The best offense is a good defense kind of thing. The best defense is a great offense. They have to play together. If you don't, the weird thing with baseball is scoring a ton of runs. You can kind of just have a crap defense and crap pitching and get away with it, which is what they were doing before. But unlike the NFL, if you've got great pitching and great defense, you still need to score because you can't score on defense in baseball.
no.
The only time
Defense can carry you in football. It can't carry you in baseball.
Yeah, the whole point of that was it just bothers me that nobody's bringing that up.
It's because nobody wants to blame the young rookies who are fine.
I don't understand why that's
People
not.
don't want to blame their favorite players. Is all it is. Their
Well,
favorite
blame
players
them.
are all rookies.
Here, I'll say this: the last week, Ellie looks a lot better.
Mhm.
He's not striking out every at bat. He's putting the bat on the ball. He's having lengthier at bats. He's
Bunting.
getting walks. He's bunting. Ellie finally has the game is probably making more sense to him now.
It's probably starting to slow down.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I wanted to point out, the only time I ever seen a defense do good when their offense was crap was the Baltimore defense back in 2000. But that was just a bona fide defense. But
You're talking about one of the greatest of all
I
time.
think that
Which are outliers.
that's the greatest defense.
one more Reds note, and I'll get off of it.
No, it's
If
cool.
you guys want to just watch this weekend. Watch Tyler Stevenson. If he pulls the ball, other than a pitch that's totally on the inner corner of the plate, if he takes a pitch that is down the middle or slightly in and he pulls it, I will guarantee you he will hit a 2-hopper to shortstop. And when he goes the other way, he will hit a hard ball between first and second or a line drive to right field or a homer to right. He lets the ball get deep on him. He gets the barrel of the bat on the ball. And I don't want to get too technical, but when you come through the strike zone, if your bat is in front of the plate, it's already going up. So if he's swinging too early, where's the ball going to hit? The bottom of the bat, and he's going to pull a soft little ground ball to the left side. If he's behind the pitch, he's going to hit it level or get under it.
Mhm.
That's what's going to happen. He grounds out to short all the flipping time because he's trying to pull every pitch.
And I mean, I know you were talking about Ellie, but he grounds out the first, like, it seems
He
like
swings
60%
too
of the
early.
time.
He
Yeah.
doesn't let the ball get deep enough on him.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, it's hard to disagree with anything you said. Like they need to get back to the small ball. You know,
They can still
Frito
lose.
in the leadoff spot, laying down bunts, getting on, then forcing the issue with running.
Yeah. I
Start
mean,
doing more of that.
they're only a game and a half out of the final spot. If they would just, they
30
did
games.
it. They did it 2 games ago in the 6th inning against Arizona. All of a sudden, they started hitting the ball up the middle in the opposite field, and they came back from that 4-run deficit and they won that game.
Yep.
If they would just put themselves in that frame of mind that we have to be more team players than individuals. I think these young kids are already becoming individuals, and that's scaring me. We can't let that happen. On to football.
All I'm gonna say is Bengal Dad was my my baseball coach for 1 year growing up. He got to be basically our hitting coach, and 1 year he was our coach, and 1 year I won a championship. I'll just put that out there.
I don't think that had anything to do with it, but thanks.
I mean, you fixed like 3 kids on the team. They start hitting some bombs.
Why can't you should be our hitting coach now, Bengal Dad?
Sure.
He was our hitting coach. There's
Go for the Reds.
I don't think they're gonna let me in, but I'll go down there.
There's a reason why I was 15 years old could hit in the 90 cage.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
One side note, this is kind of embarrassing. Tyler, Santori. I don't know if you remember this. I was sitting with a bunch of guys that I worked with, and we had seats that were right by the players' wives. And my friend knew the Reds hitting coach. His name, it was Tom Robson, is who it was at the time. It was back when Griffey and Dunn were on the team. So we went down in the tunnels so we got to meet Tom, and Ken Griffey Jr. is walking up the tunnel, and we said something to him, and I said something to him about trying to hit the ball the other way. That didn't go anywhere. Again, the same strategy, pulling off everything. He had so much power. If he would just square the ball up, he could hit it out of any park, anytime, any day. But these guys, their egos are so big. They want to hit a ball so far, and they can't help themselves. All right. On to the 53 cuts.
Oh, that signifies it.
37 cuts. But...
Well, 53 cut down. Whatever.
Okay, whatever.
Who's
counting?
I heard Yoshi's getting cut.
Yeah, he's gone.
Hey,
Yoshi?
I like Yoshi.
Hey, no, you and I are on Team Yoshi. I asked you your favorite.
I'm not.
No, me and Dad here.
All right, how are we doing this?
I guess we'll go position group by position group here. I'm going to open up a spreadsheet on the side so I can keep track of actually who we've got going where, because this is going to be too hard to do from rote memory.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna.
I've got
I'm
the
not going to
roster.
share it.
I got the roster up right now on Bengals.com, so I've got.
I won't share the screen, but I'll at least keep track for us.
Oh, because for the 53, gotcha.
Yeah.
I think we can make this pretty easy here.
Do we want to go in like alphabetical order of position groups, or do you want to just start with one and roll?
We are going to start quarterback and make this easy.
All right.
I think we all know QB1.
Really? I don't know.
Who's QB2?
Colt McCoy is QB. Oh wait, never mind.
Oh my God.
No, I'll go first. I think it's Jake Browning, personally. I just think that he's the guy. He knows the offense. He knows he's got a little bit of wiggle, so he can get out of some situations. He's got a decent arm. I don't know why you go out and try to find somebody else that doesn't know anything about our offense, unless you're going to go after Brandon Allen, and I think we've seen what he can do.
Yep.
All right. Man, Simeon looked really good in that last game, with the exception of that pick that he threw towards the end. Who's the I need to know, and this is what's hard being removed from the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we see what's broadcasted, and some of that's hard to tell from the untrained eye what really happened. You know, who got them in the right position? Did the receiver run the wrong route? Did the quarterback throw the wrong ball? These guys aren't, they're not all necessarily playing with the same receiving core and the same line. So it's really, really hard to judge them. Which guy knows the system better? That's something that we have no clue of. We just don't. And that's not something that we're going to be able to know. Assuming both guys know at the same level, which I think is not a fair assumption because Browning's been here longer. Give me the guy that can also extend plays with his legs. And, man, Simeon, when there is a pass rush, he's a statue back there. So I personally would probably lean Browning. But Simeon's got in-game experience in the regular season, and that's hard to pass up on. But just based on how the system has operated over the last 3 weeks, probably Browning. But Browning would be my number 2 choice. My number 1 choice is there anybody else that's going to get cut that we could bring in?
I've heard names thrown out there like Colt McCoy. I was kidding about that, but I've heard Colt McCoy. I've heard Will Greer. And there's going to be other people out there. But I don't see them going after somebody.
I got one.
I don't either. I just don't think that they're going to go after somebody who doesn't know the system.
Yeah. Greg?
I got one. He can throw a football over the mountains. Let's go with Uncle Rico.
There we go. Rush. Oh my God. No thanks.
No. But all seriousness, it's probably Browning. But Santori, I agree with what you're saying. The only thing I have problem is bringing another guy in is you have to teach him the whole system. That's the only thing. But I wouldn't be against if they did bring somebody in. But that's just what I'm thinking right now. So Browning, it's like I wouldn't even call Browning a grilled cheese sandwich. It's like, look, man, I'm starving here. I got to eat something. If I have to eat a raisin bagel with mayonnaise on it, then so be it.
What?
Yes. That's disgusting, but I'll have to eat it.
Are you saying Jake Browning is a raisin bagel with mayonnaise on it?
Absolutely. I love raisin bagel with peanut butter, but not with mayonnaise. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying something completely disgusting.
Are you calling Jake Browning disgusting?
I don't want to say, no, I shouldn't say disgusting, but it's the whole QB situation we have right now. But
yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying.
No, I tell you what, let me be more nicer. He's a bag of peanuts right now.
More nice. Oh my God. Okay, never mind.
What?
Nothing. Never mind. Just peanut away.
He's a bag of peanuts. They'll get me through.
Okay, we got two. I think if Bengal Dad agrees that it's Browning.
I would go with Simeon.
Oh!
Here's the way I look at this. Neither Browning or Simeon, if Burrow gets hurt on week 1, is out for the year, is going to win anything for us.
Probably not.
I want a quarterback that if Browning or if Burrow goes down and we need somebody for a quarter or a quarter and a half, has seen the bullets fly. He's been out there for 30 or 40 games in the NFL. Browning hasn't. I'm not looking for this guy to win a game. I'm looking for him to game manage it and not lose the game for us. So all the accolades that Browning has of, he's got strong legs, a strong arm, he can scramble, he's this, he's that. That's all fine and dandy. But I'm going to assume that if Burrow gets hurt during a game, the Bengals are already going to have a lead. We have a really good defense, supposedly. I just don't want somebody that turns the ball over and somebody that's going to take chances. And I don't think Simeon is going to take chances. Now, if you're telling me that we have to have a quarterback that's going to play for the final 15 games, they better go get somebody because neither one of these two guys is going to win you anything. I don't think you are. But out of those two, and with the role that I think they'll be performing as a mop-up, or if there is hopefully just a minor injury to Burrow, I trust Simeon with the ball because he's been there before.
Like I said, experience is hard to pass. It really is. It's so hard to pass up when someone's got experience, especially at the NFL level. Just think if it's week 18 and is that Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland? I forget who we're playing.
I think Cleveland.
Is 18, I think.
Is it Cleveland made the final game?
Sure. Let's say it's Cleveland. And it's winning in, and you've got to have someone ready to rock and roll. I don't know who I want. And I'm not – there's not really much of an argument for Browning beyond the fact of he's had a couple exciting preseason throws. At least with Simeon, he's got a winning – he's got he's 40 touchdowns to 20 interceptions as a starter.
If you're in a game like that and you don't have Burrow, you start Simeon until the game goes sideways on you. Then you let Browning just let it rip, where he can't hurt you if you're already behind.
Let me ask you guys this scenario. Say if Burrow's only out 2 or 3 games, do you go out and get a Cam Newton type of quarterback or something free agency?
2 or 3 games, I manage with what I've got.
Okay. You're okay going in there with a bag of peanuts over
I'll go in there with my mayonnaise and raisin bagel.
No, that was
2 or 3 games. I'm getting myself a quarterback.
No, that was harsh. That was harsh what I said and all that. Quarterback's not an easy position, but I'm just saying we're screwed if Burrow goes down, like we all said.
Well, most teams are, but yeah.
Hey, we'll just go get Phillip Rivers.
Why not?
He's going to play in February anyway, right?
Get Nick Foles. He's actually done it as a backup.
Let's throw a few stats out there. The 2 seasons that he actually got a lot of run, he played 25 games in these 2 seasons, 16 and 17. He had 30 touchdowns and 24 interceptions. That's where he was at for starter information.
Right.
Everything else has been backup stuff. Do you want starter stats or do you want backup stats? I don't know which one you want.
I don't care.
I don't know. Like, that was a genuine question. I'm not sure.
I don't think either of them are world beaters. I just think you can't replace the experience that he's got.
I'm just happy that our biggest problem seemingly is what's plan B in an Armageddon emergency.
Right.
I frankly wish they'd go out and get Andy Dalton and bring him back.
Ah!
For a backup,
Nick
I
Foles
would trust your grilled cheese sandwich for a game or two much more than these two guys.
Well, yeah, much more over raisin bagel with mayonnaise. Sure, I would.
But that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Here's another name.
I said Foles. Yeah, Nick Foles. Yeah. I would take him back. I would take him on his team.
Darth says you rely on defense and elite skill players for 2 to 3 games. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
You wouldn't take Cam Newton?
I don't like Cam Newton.
I just don't think he's a great quarterback.
I don't think
He's not a team player either. I don't
Hey, here's the deal. If you got the Super Bowl on the line and the ball's on the ground, is he diving on it?
Nope.
He didn't.
Nope, he passed up on that.
We've already
Clearly
seen it.
didn't.
I
Yeah.
need light. I need lights. Oh God.
You all right? Oh.
Woo!
What
There you
happened
go.
to your light there?
It went out.
All right. Well, we've beat this horse to death, haven't we?
All
Yeah,
right.
pretty
So
much.
this is where we start getting fun. I think we know what 4 running backs we would prefer. This is how I want to do this. I'm going to just list out all the guys that are probably going to make it. We're going to get down to about 64 guys, and we're going to have to start making some split
Let's
cuts.
go.
Okay,
I'm in.
That'll speed this up a little bit.
let's do it.
Obviously, you've got Mixon at running back. You've got Brown. You've got Evans and Williams.
Yep.
We don't have a fullback because this is not 20 years ago. Wide receiver. I'm going to list 7 guys. I think it's
Yeah.
We'll be safe.
pretty good to start with. You've got Chase. You have Higgins. You have Boyd. You have Irwin. You have Yoshi.
Yes, he was! Go ahead.
I'm stuck. Sizzle. Stanley.
It's on the back. Jones.
Tight end. I think there's 4 competing at tight end.
Yep.
You have Swerve and Irvin. You have Dale Altman's favorite, Drew Sample,
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Will Cox, and my favorite preseason hero this year, Hudson.
Yep.
Offensive tackles. You have
Orlando
Brown.
Jr.
Brown. Yeah, I'm just deciding which way I wanted to start. Brown, you have Jonah.
Yep.
You have Carmen. Denergy.
Mm-hmm.
And Smith. Guard, you have Kappa.
Got Cody
Oh.
Ford in there too, but
Also, yeah, he's not making it.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about that.
yeah.
Let's put guys on here that have a legitimate chance in the next 24 hours. Kappa Volson, Trey Hill.
Sharping.
Yeah, Sharping.
I think he'll. I'm not out of that.
I wrote Sharding. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we do.
Karras, Hill.
Did you put Volson?
Yeah. Okay, so there's 10 guys there, honestly.
Did we say Ben Brown?
We did not. I don't think he's going to make it.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think he's
Okay.
got a chance in hell. Interior D-line, Reader, Tupo.
Ogunjobi.
Carter.
Okay, Carter,
Tufele.
Bufele.
Tupo or whatever his name is. Tupo.
We said that. Hill, that's a big one.
Did you say
Oops.
Reader?
Yeah,
What about Johnson the third?
he's not interior.
Oh,
Edge, you have
Osai.
Osai,
Hendrickson,
Hubbard, Murphy.
Raymond Johnson, Cam Sample.
I bet they take Sample over Johnson. I know Johnson flashed.
Oh yeah, they take Sam over Johnson in a heartbeat.
Gunter.
Jeff Gunter.
Yeah, Gunter. I forgot about him.
He ain't gonna make it.
You don't think so?
No.
We're
What's
kind of
he-
loaded.
What's
Yeah,
he
that's
done?
true.
What's he done right?
Yeah, he's big, and that's it.
Okay, well, I can be big too.
That's true.
Stand in the way.
Yeah,
All right, linebacker. So you've got Pratt.
that's true, Joe.
You've got
That's
Wilson. Yeah, we'll get there. We haven't really got through this yet. We're just
Yeah.
listing the probable names here. Pratt, Wilson, King
Bailey.
Davis, Gaither, Bailey, and
Possibly my boy.
Bocce,
Bocce.
Bocce Ball. Corners.
CTB, Awuzie,
CTB, Woozier,
Hilton.
Hilton,
DJ Turner.
Turner.
What
DJ
about
Ivy.
what about the other?
Ivy,
What about
Sidney Jones.
Sidney
Alan
Jones.
George.
Allen?
Davis, Jones, George. I think George is a goner, but that's beyond the point.
Yeah,
Safeties.
Tyson Anderson. Come on, Sandor. You know I had to say it. No. Awuzie, Anderson, Nick Scott, and
Woozier. Wait a minute.
Wuzier's
oh no. Hill, Scott,
Dax Hill, Scott.
Battle, and
Yeah.
Anderson. What about the special teams guy?
Michael Thomas.
Yeah, he's gonna get.
He's getting cut.
Oh, he gave up his jersey. That's right.
I think that's a sign right there.
Who am I missing? Oh,
For safety.
Dax Hill. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Hunter. Well, I mean, we know what's going to happen there.
Yeah. we do.
But you can put the two, Drew and Brad.
Kicker. Not worried about that.
Money
Long
man.
snapper.
Bengal Band's favorite kid player on the team.
All right. So
Kicks have been better in the preseason.
Currently-
I'm off of him right now.
That's true.
I'm not a kicker bully right now.
All right.
Did you do wide receiver? Oh, yeah, we did that already. Never mind.
I took my shirt off, man. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
took my shirt off. I can't wait to do that cut. Oh my god.
Before we go to anything, can I ask you guys a question? Should I go over or under Yoshiva's 2 touchdown receptions this season?
Over. I
Over.
Did you say center?
We did.
Okay.
Okay, we are currently at 61. Time to make some cuts here.
All right.
Bye-bye.
I think that
Four.
we'll just go to bottom to top here. I think. That's
Well,
gonna
let's
be
start
the
at punter
easiest.
because that's
Yeah,
easy.
Christmas is
Chris
going
Man.
to have to go.
All right.
I love Drew as a person. but
Hey,
yeah. I think Brad Robbins is probably the guy.
All right, Chris.
Drafted him for a reason.
Safety. I think Mike Thomas is gone.
yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, love Unk.
Corner. I think you keep.
That-
I think
that
you
makes it-
keep 6. So you got to cut.
Who do you
2.
have again for corner?
Cam Taylor Britt, he's here.
Yep.
Awuzie staying. Hilton staying. Turner's staying. Now you've got these back 4. You basically have to pick 2 of. Ivy, Davis, Jones, George. I think Jones
Ivy
and
and,
George.
Ivy and Davis stay.
I think Jones and George are gone.
I do.
Yeah.
I do too.
I agree.
You got to keep Jalen Davis. Holy cow.
Oh my god.
And
I'd
I
probably-
think Ivy is not only has he played decent in the preseason games, but he's done well in camp too.
Okay, we need to cut 4 more. We're at 57. This is might not be as hard as we thought here. Linebacker. Do you want to keep 5? We can for now.
Let's
Yeah,
keep
you
five
can
for
for
now.
now.
Okay, so I'm going to highlight linebacker as a
Yeah,
position.
Osai
I might
will
have
probably
to-
go to the pup list if he's got that high ankle sprain.
Okay, so I'm going to put Osai on the pup, and that's going to buy you a roster spot here.
Mhm.
Hendrickson, Hubbard, Murphy, Sample, Gunther, and Raymond Johnson III. This might be the way Raymond Johnson keeps a job and Gunther gets cut.
Yep. I think I agree with you. I like Raymond Johnson.
He's been active,
Mm-hmm.
He was
albeit
active.
pretty much against second and thirds, but he was active.
Well, he was active last year too.
Who?
Raymond Johnson III.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's 2 more cut. You're down to 55.
Ooh.
Do you want to keep all 5 interior guys we listed? That puts you at 10 defensive linemen.
Name all the 5 interior guys.
Reeder, Tupou, Carter, Tufele, and Hill.
Yes.
Okay.
Not speaking for everybody, but you got to be able
You
to
know,
have rotation on that defensive line.
No, I want to say keep Hill. What am I saying? Oh, God.
Okay. This is where it starts getting interesting with some of these offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Because right now there's 10 total.
Okay.
And that's kind of the number they normally keep.
Yeah.
Brown and Williams ain't going anywhere.
Nope.
Carmen, I think probably he didn't save his job, but I think some of the other guys were just so bad that there's not anything else. He might be one that if they pick someone else up, gets launched later.
Yeah.
But I think he's safe for right now.
He also has versatility where he can play multiple positions. That
He can
helps
play-
a little bit.
He can play 4 spots.
Yeah.
Deontay Smith.
Stinks.
I mean, Charlie Goldsmith today said he was like the most improved player, or was one of the MVPs of camp. Like,
Yeah, Tom,
Good
it
job.
is. Yeah, he's got a high ankle sprain. Not sure if he's going on IR or PUP yet, but they're probably going to announce that tomorrow. It would be my guess.
all right. So then you've got guards, Kappa, Volson, Sharping. I would keep all 3 of them.
Yep.
Karras and Trey Hill. I don't know about Trey Hill, but
Trey.
but he can play 3 spots.
Yeah.
And he's been here for a few years. There's something to be said about continuity. I think you keep all 10 of those.
Yeah, your cuts are coming in the running back room.
Yeah, you got to cut one of the running backs.
You're only going to keep 3 running backs that are active.
I'll just say it. I think Travion Williams is gone.
I don't know.
He may have injured himself. He's been injured every year.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
love
saying.
Travion Williams, but he's always hurt.
I love him too, but Porchop was telling me on Bruce Day, I was a huge Travion fan. The thing that I'm worried about is we don't have a true bruiser behind Mixon. Although Chase Brown has been running up the middle, I've noticed that. But it's like we have 2 receiving backs and 1 pure running back. That's going to be my worry right there. But like you said, Pingleton, like people tell me, Travion can't stay on the field for some reason. But if we cut him, nobody's going to claim him because of his injury. So I think we could get him back on the practice squad. Wouldn't you guys think?
I think you could probably stash him on the practice squad.
Nobody's going to pick him up.
Nope.
Yeah.
There's
I
so
don't
many.
think so.
There are so many running backs at a devalued position.
Yes.
I don't think someone's going to go out of their way to try and steal Travion from a practice squad. So I'm going to create a practice squad list here too.
Okay.
I mean, we saw him at camp, Greg, and he looked okay at camp. He was
No, he
doing
did.
and everything, and he just didn't practice.
No, he did.
He looked fine.
I agree with you, James. The problem is he just can't stay healthy at times. That's the problem. I want Travion Williams, but
What's the size difference between Brown and P. Ryan? Is it a big difference?
It's about 30 pounds.
Okay, because I think Brown is built more because of his low center of gravity. I think he can get at the 2 yards that you need.
So Brown and Gio are basically the same size, 5'9", 205, 208 on a good
Brown
day.
just looks stronger than Gio looks.
he does.
Well, I mean, not all weight is carried the same, but it is still the same height and weight. People don't know this. P. Ryan was 240. He was a big, thick guy. He really was. And it's about 30 pounds.
180 of that was his legs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's some Pistons, man. All right, tight ends. Irv Smith is staying. These next 3 are an interesting conversation.
Dale's favorite player.
Drew Sample.
Give me Tanner Hudson.
Tanner Hudson has to stay. Will Cox is going to be the one to go. I think it's just what's going to happen because they are married to Drew Sample. There's something about him. They just love him.
Yep.
He's got pictures of Zach Taylor's wife.
Yeah.
So we're going to put Wilcox on the practice squad, and we'll keep Hudson.
Yeah.
You are at your 53 now.
Well, guys, think about this. Nobody claimed Wilcox
Or
the entire
54.
time. Nobody was in a rush to get Wilcox. So
Well, I'm going to go back to the training camp practice that we went to, and Hudson just made plays. Every time he got the ball, he was making a play.
yes.
All right, we're at 54. You might not have to cut a running back here.
Oh, I thought we had cut Travion already, and that's why I said 53.
No. Receivers.
You did. No.
I'm not cutting the receivers.
Receivers. You're going to keep 7?
I'll keep 7.
Well,
We are
you
not
gotta
getting
keep
rid of.
Stanley Morgan.
We're not cutting Stanley Morgan.
You gotta
Let me
keep
write
Stanley
this
Morgan.
down. It's not happening. Simmons loves him. It's not happening. And there's no way in hell you are touching the next one in line, or else I'm going to have a big.
Now, I will say I'm not going to say there's no way they're going to cut him because they played him a lot in that third game as a receiver.
Who, Yoshi?
No.
Stanley Morgan.
Stanley
Oh,
Morgan.
okay.
He was out there a lot as a receiver, and if you didn't play in that game, you made it. They played him a lot.
Here's my guess.
Probably needed a body.
I think they hang on to him this year.
Yep.
Because Yoshi's doing anything and everything he can. It wouldn't surprise me if Yoshi takes that spot next year.
He's just Stanley Morgan's just such a big special teams guy.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to keep every
Simmons
good
loves him.
team
Simmons
has
wants-
one of those guys.
If Simmons wants to keep him, I guarantee you he's staying.
Yeah, I don't think Simmons gets many picks for players. He might have like 3 guys.
Right. Stanley Morgan's is number 1. I guarantee you that.
I think Bailey is probably one of his guys.
Yeah.
I think Jalen Davis is one of his guys. I
That
think Mason
will be-
Anderson is one of his guys, and I think Morgan's one of his guys.
Santori, I can't click it, but I think Ronald Best had a shot at you.
Well, Santori,
We didn't say.
I never said he plays them well.
Yeah. And I'm the one that brought it up that he's versatile, and I just mean that he's played all the positions besides
Okay.
center.
He
He
Yes.
can get in the way at 4 different positions.
but
We don't necessarily disagree with you, Ronald.
but James, I want to go back to the running backs. I'm a huge Travion fan. We saw him play. He practiced well, but like I say, it's just the injuries, man. Like people keep coming in the injuries. But like I say, I don't think anybody's going to claim him. Like Santori was just saying on the practice squad because of that. Like I say, I love Travion Williams, but
We did the same thing last year, I think, with him, didn't we? I
yes,
think we cut him and then brought him back on the practice squad.
yes, that's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. As much as we're all kind of like sparkle-eyed over Chris Evans right now,
Yeah.
we did the same thing last year.
Yes, we did.
And that guy couldn't get on the field once the regular season started.
Yeah, but he has been doing a whole lot better in pass protection.
He has.
And
But-
I think that's what kept him off the field.
But here's the thing. You got 4 running backs. You got 4 guys playing the most physically damning position in all of professional sports.
Yeah.
Put one on the practice squad or start one on the pup. Keep one fresh somewhere because you're going to need them.
Yeah.
My guess is it's Travion.
Yeah, I don't want it
Because here's the thing. Brown's a high draft pick. As much as it's a 4th rounder, it's a high draft pick.
Oh yeah.
Or 5th, whatever it was.
He was a 5th.
Okay. Well, I I was very high on him.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm biased, but I'm very high on Brown.
Paying mortgage in the doghouse every
Well,
week.
you know what? You know, Joe, none of that would surprise me. I mean, but everybody's on the Evans train, but no, that wouldn't surprise me if that happened. But
I'm gonna put Travion on the practice squad. He's one of those guys that it's a cut, but he ain't going anywhere.
yes,
If they cut Evans and we don't know if Travion can play, who does this every week? Who gets to
Kick
play
returns.
airplane?
we're no, Santor, we can agree with this. We're not taking to the jersey lace. She's not going to sew his name off or anything, right, on the jersey.
No, he's not going anywhere. I think all 4 of those guys are in the organization. I just think they have 3 on the active roster.
Right.
So that gets you to 53.
So back to what I was just saying though. Who are the punt returners and the kick returners on this team? 'Cause we didn't say Trent Taylor, so he's gone.
Yeah, I assume he's gone.
Is Charlie Jones going to be our punt returner?
God, I hope
help
not.
us. I hope not. That guy
James,
can't get out of
James,
the way of
James, what do you
play.
think, buddy?
I heard he was so shifty and everything. I see no shift, no wiggle, nothing.
He's
And I'll tell
also
you,
been
this labrum doesn't keep him from wiggle.
Yeah, but you've got if you're moving,
Right.
you feel it.
Yeah.
You can't be as shifty.
Yeah.
I think he might be okay at some point.
Come on,
He was hyped so high. I didn't. I just haven't seen it yet.
I think we've got options that
Yes.
can fill in.
He's a good route runner. He's going to need time developing.
He's got good hands.
He has good hands, but my boy couldn't juke out a stop sign. Okay.
Could Yosivas punt return?
No,
No.
he's too tall.
He's fast though.
I don't
Look
care.
at Josh Cribbs how tall he was.
Well, I think
Josh
Evans
Cribbs
is
could
the
also
best
run through
kickoff
somebody.
returner.
Hold on. What if we go back to the Pac-Man days
Well,
and you have somebody like a DJ Turner or somebody like that
Yeah, not
jump
bad.
in and return?
do they
punt?
have somebody like that?
Dax Hill. What?
I mean, I just threw a name out there, but that's another name right there.
Yeah.
Get one of your DBs to do it. One of your fast 4.26, 4.3 DBs.
Maybe Tanner Hudson could do it.
Yeah.
Put a tight end back there.
Cody Ford's a small guy. He can do it. Run.
Yeah, you're right. No more backflips, but I'll bet we've got some athletic people on the team that could do it.
Maybe that's what we're missing out of Stanley Morgan. He's secretly the best punt returner in the league.
You're being called out here, Santori.
I know. Like I just
Crypt Keeper wants to cutthroat Miles.
Crypt, I'd give you cutthroat, but my dad called me at work and told me to stop cussing. I don't know what to do. I got a muzzle put on me.
You can be cutthroat, but just say the right words.
It's not fun.
Nincompoop.
Numbskull, all those kind of things.
Santori, what's another word for cake?
Oh no.
Brownie. Nope. I don't know.
No.
Nope.
I can't say it.
Nope.
Okay.
You can say arse.
Yeah.
Donkey.
Do you want me to dig in on somebody here?
Go for it.
I think he wants you to detonate somebody.
Drew Sample. Do it.
It's Carmen. If I'm
All right, let's hear it.
I just
wait.
He's bad. I don't know what you want me to say. He can't even get in the way right. Like he's fat. He's lazy. He doesn't care. I don't want him here. He's got off the field problems. He doesn't care. Every high school coach that's ever worked with him or coached against him say he doesn't care. His college coaches say he doesn't care. He can't even secure his left tackle position. He is an inactive, healthy scratch for half the games that he's ever been active for. Not even active. He can't even be active. He's healthy and he can't get here. I mean, what do you want from the guy?
There he is.
Could he beat himself out from 3 years ago at Clemson?
No.
Oh, that's a really good question.
Hey, wait a minute. Let's get. I want to go back to the punt return. Get Billy Hamilton. He's probably out of baseball. Let him try to.
If Billy Hamilton got hit on a punt return, he would explode into dust.
But he's not going to get hit because he'll run right past you.
He's 160 pounds. He would explode on the field.
It's worth
Tyler, it was
Can we throw a deep
I think it was a
slant
mistake.
to Ellie?
Yeah.
I want to see
Tyler-
Ellie.
Yeah. Ellie's too tall. Though. Would you trust Ellie punt returning? Come on, man.
No, I want to answer Tyler real quick.
Well, I answered with it was a mistake.
It was a mistake because the Bengals back then, especially, and here's the deal: it was one of Zach Taylor's first drafts.
Yeah.
Zach did not have the scouting department that he has now. They did not get that scouting department until after that draft. Okay, so Zach is having to go on a thin staff, and he is having to rely on a lot of people that have been around for a long time. And when you rely, Dave Lapham, Willie Anderson, instead of professional scouts, not saying those guys don't know what they're talking about, but when you rely on word of mouth instead of guys that are actually paid to do that job, you run into issues. They're still taking the advice of Paul Alexander.
Yes.
They fired him, and they still consult. Why?
Didn't Dallas
He's a nice guy.
I don't care.
Fire him after half a season?
When I worked at PNC Bank, Paul Alexander was one of my reoccurring customers that came in for deposits. I got to talk to him all the time. He used to speak glowingly about Abuehi. He never shut up about him.
Russell Bodine.
He sucked. He was terrible. Helen Keller could do the ladder drill better than Obuehi. His feet were god-awful.
So if Zach Taylor is the coach that I think he is, because I like Zach Taylor, doesn't a good manager, a good boss, a good coach recognize when it's time to move on? I'm talking now in terms of the tight end. Sample. Why doesn't he cut him then? What is it that he sees? I hear there's a great run blocker. Well, we haven't had a great running game in years.
Well, he's been hurt.
How great can he be?
Listen, he freaking bottled up, what's his face? TJ Watt. They call it Sample Island from that one play.
Yeah.
They had him one-on-one. I can't wait for that. And then here, I love Zach. Zach's going to draw up some stupid where Drew Sample's going to be on an island with Myles Garrett week 1, and Burrow's going to get absolutely decapitated, and we're going to see the same stupid tweets we see every year. Why is the best pass rusher in the league one-on-one with a tight end? Because that's what we do. We make mistakes. It doesn't matter. We got Joe Burrow. But they do it every year. That's why they like Drew Sample, because for whatever reason, they see him as a 6th offensive lineman.
Can we switch gears? Staying on the Bengals.
Okay.
Again, I'm driving home today, listening to the radio, and the subject comes up of, and I will say it was delivered in this manner. I'm not here to alarm people. I'm not here to get people freaked out. But we heard 8 months ago that the number one priority in the offseason was to get the deal done with Burrow. Mm-hmm. And then people would say, well, it'll get done in May, or it'll get done at the first training camp, or it'll get done at this point, or it'll get done when Herbert signs his contract. He said the last bastion of what people say is it'll get done before the first game. And his question was, we're down to 13 days. Is it time to be a little bit anxious about why they haven't done this? Now, I still have my theory of why they haven't done it. But is anybody getting anxious at all about why they haven't done this?
No.
I'm not.
I'm not anxious. I mean, I think about it more and more as the days go on. But I'm not. I don't.
If we get to the first game and he's out there on the field taking that first snap and he hasn't signed the contract yet, would that seem a little odd?
It's a bad look. If it wasn't Joe Burrow, I would be very concerned. Mm-hmm. But for whatever reason, I'm very calm when it comes to Joe. I trust that he has a process. I trust he wants to be here.
Yes.
I know about what your theory is because we've talked about it several times, that he's waiting for some other guys to possibly get locked up before he says thumbs up. I'm operating under the assumption that he is taking the professional route to what Carson Palmer tried to do, which was basically the LeBron James way of give me X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and I'll sign. And I think that if there were 5 I wants, he's got 4 of them. Mm-hmm. I think we're waiting on that last one. And I think basically, and I think Dad and I are on the same page here, I think there's 2 contracts on the table. 1, we got T signed. Here's what's left. 2, we didn't get T signed. Here's the rest of it.
Here's a ton of money.
I think that's kind of where we're at.
That's what I'm thinking.
And I think that because there is the 5th-year option that they've already agreed to, you have another year. You know, it's not like I'm not trying to burn a hole in my pocket with all the cash if I don't have to, you know.
Did they agree to the 5th-year option with T?
No, he didn't have a 5th year. He was
have one.
Oh, he wasn't a number 1. I'm sorry. He was a second rounder.
Correct.
Barely a second round, but yeah.
Yeah, so he doesn't have one. So this is it for T. My guess is they're doing everything they can to try and get T locked up, and it's a pain in the nether regions because I hate this. It's a pain
in the rear.
It's a pain in the batuckus because of his agent.
Yep. I'm not worried.
Not worried at all one bit.
I'm not worried yet, but it was a very good question that was brought up today.
I understand the question.
As time progresses, there will be more and more people that worry on a day-by-day basis.
Well, sure. As you get further and further along, it's natural to start questioning it. But here's another question. If T. Higgins wasn't a Bengal and it was just down to Joe, I think Joe would have already signed.
Oh, easily.
But I think they're trying to figure out if they can get that last piece done.
Is there any concern of him even starting against Cleveland?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm
I'm looking for the day that they actually have video of him practicing with the team. That's probably not going to happen until late this week or early next week.
I've maintained that stance since he got hurt that he would be fine. Once they said sprain, I went, oh, okay.
My question to you guys is, will T get signed before we hit Cleveland?
No. God, no.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, I hope so. Otherwise, he's gone because Burrow's going to take the rest of it.
Because I heard Justin Jefferson, they were already prepared to make him the highest paid. Well, I mean, we know that, but I'm just scared to see that contract.
I think
Well,
Justin
T
Jefferson's
doesn't
contract
compare to
will-
Justin Jefferson.
Well, I know, but T's going to,
T will probably get 70 to 80% of what Jefferson gets.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put it out there earlier. I keep seeing all these spokesperson roles and commercials that Joe
Yeah,
Burrow's doing.
He had
and
another Kroger one dropped today.
I don't think there's any issue. I think if now this may be the hopeless optimist that I am.
Yeah, you're really bad about that.
But I really think that all these different commercials and sponsorships that he's got is setting up for a team-friendly contract because he's getting all this money somewhere else.
It's one of those things where he spent so much time avoiding everybody, and it was like his entire personality was football, and that's it.
Yes.
And now it's contract time, and he's taking every local sponsorship he can get, and it's like, is he trying to? Right. It's like it's almost like he's trying to supplement what he's going to lose.
Well, I don't know if it's a money thing. I think he's getting more and more ingrained in the local community, which tells me he's going to sign.
Yes,
because he can't be. I mean, what's he getting as a spokesperson for Kroger? $100,000? I mean, that's nothing. That's absolutely
Joe Burrow. It's way more than that.
He's getting fuel points.
Yeah, there you go.
He's got like 2 million fuel points, Dad.
Yeah, come on, man.
He gets double coupons every week.
Yeah, come on. A coupon for Kroger's free Cheetos. Come on.
He gets 10 for 10 on Lunchables.
I know about 20 years ago, I tried to hire somebody that was, nobody's as big as Burrow, but he was pretty darn big in the city with the Reds, and it was $25,000 for a spokesperson. That's why I threw the 100 out. I figured it goes up 4 times. But whatever it is, I mean, we're talking about a guy that's about to sign a, who knows, $300-400 million contract. $100,000 means nothing.
No,
it means absolutely nothing to him.
I think it takes more to get the face of one of the 2 faces of the NFL.
Yeah,
that's my thought.
Possibly, I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, I have no idea.
I just don't think he's doing it to supplement his income. I just don't think that's the case. I think he's doing it to ingrain himself further into the community.
Well, why take Body Armor then?
Yep.
Is that a Cincinnati-based company?
No, that's not
think
Cincinnati.
so.
That's one that he took that was outside.
Yeah,
that surprised me. And the Guinness thing, which I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, Guinness.
Him and Joe Montana doing commercials like.
I'm not drinking Guinness. That's my limit. I can't drink Guinness.
It's non-alcoholic, Greg.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry.
It probably tastes worse.
Oh God. I had bad experiences, but Guinness.
That's how we're gonna get Bengal Dad to drink. We could get Joe Burrow alcoholic free beer. Joe Burrow got my dad to drink.
There you go.
That's how much of a god that man is.
Joe Burrow could get me to take a shot of whiskey, and we were 1 sack away.
We don't need to rehash that.
Yeah. Way to bring up old stuff. Gosh.
Yeah. Stop living in the past.
Wasn't Chase open by like 10 yards?
Stop!
Oh my!
That's the one he would have dropped.
Don't make me hit the button.
Stop it.
I'm
I'm
saying
saying
that
that Stop it.
See, it could have been worse. Burrow could have got it off, and he could have dropped it.
Dad, stop. Sorry.
Paul said he's an O'Doul's guy
Oh
himself.
my god! All right.
Yep.
I,
We're up
Will
against
you-
9 o'clock.
Either will you put that out or text it to me and I'll put it out, the 53-man roster projection,
no.
so we can put it out for our show page?
I mean, I can.
Just
Half of these people are spelled wrong.
Just take a picture and send it to me, and then I'll spell it correctly.
How you spell sharp? Oh yeah.
And then this is subject to change like 10 times over the next 10 days.
Hey,
With
Santori,
all-
I know
all
it's-
these cuts.
Hey Santori, I know how to spell Yoshibosh.
Do it.
IOS.
Wait a minute.
No, I have to write it down.
Isn't there an IVAS in there?
IOSIVAS. There we go.
Okay, you got it. You
It's
got
just Yoshi.
it. It's so much easier saying.
No,
Yoshi.
everybody says Yoshi, but I it's like TJ Huspensada. You learned how to spell it.
I never knew how to
Yep.
spell that one.
Howshabadilly.
It's HOUSHMANDZADEH.
Who's your mama?
Championship.
You know it. But I heard House Mazzilli. I knew exactly what you're talking about.
Oh,
All right. Do you want to
oh,
push your mama? There it is. He
Yeah.
knows. Tyler knows it.
well.
Goodness.
I love Yoshi. That's like
Oh,
one
yeah.
of my favorite video game characters. That's just
No, he was badass at Mario Kart, man. I was horrible.
Greg, watch your mouth.
Hey!
I
I'm
always,
not allowed
Greg,
to
you can
cuss.
do all of it you
No.
want.
I
Everybody's allowed to cuss on here except for him.
always use Yoshi on Mario Kart and on Mario Party.
Well, Mario Kart, he was good at speeding against everybody.
I'm
He was-
literally gonna log off here and just scream really loud, just so I can get it out.
I'll hear it.
I know.
I'll be calling you.
I was sitting at work and I get a call. You need to stop cussing. It's ugly. You need to stop. And like 3 coworkers the next to me, they're like, "Did your dad just call to tell you to stop cussing?" I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Really?" I said, well, he's my boss. I can't tell him no. Like, what?
I'm not your boss.
What am I supposed to do?
I'm not your boss.
I mean, kind of.
No.
Well, I think that's a good
I
spot.
literally had a coworker say you cuss the least amount of all of us. I said, I know. I need to like take up smoking or something.
Wait, we don't do any cussing on brews.
I've never heard it ever.
Oh, pork chop? Never.
Ever.
You were so close to saying it. I saw you get ready to mouth a wordy dirt.
No. A wordy dird? What?
Oh yeah, dirty
Oh,
word.
but before we go, I always like to get my humble brags in. Greg, Dad, you since James wasn't there because he wimped out. Wimped. How is the pork
Dude.
for the Bengal game?
So I get yelled at by Santori on Twitter for not bringing the chips. I'm like, Santori, we had enough food to feed an army. Santori, that food, man, was awesome as hell, man. I mean, dude.
Greg, watch your mouth.
No, go ahead, Greg. You're okay.
No, Santori, that food was so awesome, man. I mean, God, good Lord, that food was awesome.
We didn't have any issues until you brought it up, Santori, that you had to stop cussing. Now Greg can't stop.
How do you think I feel?
Well, Santori, that food was just delicious. I mean, that was good as heck.
You know what? This show's going off.
Son, I thought that was a hell of a meal.
No, that was awesome, man. No, really. I mean, the chicken. I mean, what was the sausage stuff in the sauce? What was that?
Oh, those were just like all beef hot dogs that I smoked and then put
I like
barbecue
those.
rub on.
You said
Santori, I was ready.
poor man burnt
I was
in?
ready to dip my
Yeah,
head.
they're called poor man burn ends because I didn't have a brisket and I wasn't gonna pay $70 for a brisket just to cut the ends off.
Dude,
So you get Costco all beef hot dogs and smoke them in barbecue sauce. Call it good.
Santori, I would have dipped my head in that whole thing, man. It ain't so good.
I think the best part was I've and this is the last thing because I know we're getting a little off the rails here. Over the last 10 years or so, I've been slowly building up my wife's spice tolerance without her knowing it. Just like, well, last time there was 1 dash of this, maybe 2 dashes, and just kind of slowly layering it. when we first started dating, I tricked my wife into eating a jalapeno. I just told her it was a pickle. She wasn't paying attention, ate it, and then she was like, "Why does everything hurt?" And a jalapeno basically ruined her entire day. One package of those poor man burn ends were hot dogs. The other were ghost pepper sausages. And Ashley the next day was like, "Ooh, these look good." And I was like, "Yeah, try these." And I gave her the really hot ones just to see what happened. She ate like 2 or 3 entire links and was just like, "These are good." And then like by like the 10, 20 minutes in, she goes, "Whew, that's hot." And I was like, "That's ghost pepper. And a jalapeno murdered you before. Now she can do straight ghost pepper." But then she didn't talk to me for the rest of the day. And she had some wicked fire poops. But beyond that, it was great. So I've effectively got my wife to the point that she can eat ghost pepper.
Well, no, Santori, you warned me about the one. I'm like, Santori, it's not spicy. You lied to me. And all of a sudden, man, it was building up. Building up. I'm like, Santori, man. But the problem is, Santori's couch, I can't get up from that couch. I literally fell asleep in that couch. But if I couldn't get up in that couch, I was so comfy.
God, it's shit on a shingle.
What?
Yes.
I could say that. It's a food. I could say it.
It's really SOS.
No.
Hey, Santori, you know what I'm a big fan of? You should make shiitake mushrooms.
What's your favorite dog?
Border collie.
There's a Shih Tzu.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand why I'm being made fun of.
No, see, you ever seen Spy Kids? Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Now we're on Spy Kids.
Spy Kids 2. Spy
It
Kids
is-
2. Spy
Oh my
Kids
god.
2.
It is time to go.
All right.
Oh, Crypt wanted a song, Dad. He said that at the very beginning.
It's not
Yes, we
happening.
did.
Yep, it's happening.
It's not happening. I got to be prepared. I got nothing right now.
Got nothing.
Nope. I got
Well-
nothing. Next week.
On that note,
And right into the stretch. Looking back and throws up the middle. Rose is on his way around.